going to talk about driving with Jesus. You can't drive yet, or you can't even go in many places in your car right now, but there's still some important lessons you can learn from your car, or from my car. If you trust Jesus, you can go wherever He wants you to go. So there are several things in my car that I'd like to show you today that will remind me and you how to trust Jesus and how to grow in your faith. Let me show you. First, let's talk about the body of the car. The body of this car is made out of metal, and it's really strong and really solid. And that reminds me about Jesus, how He's the solid rock. And we can lean on Him and depend on Him with anything. And He never changes. Now let's take a look at the wheels. So these wheels can go anywhere if they're properly inflated. And just like that, we can take the message of Jesus anywhere if we're filled up with Jesus. If our tires are low in air, then we need to fill them up. And if we're not full of Jesus, we can get low in air. And the way we can get filled up is to read our Bible and pray. We also can lose our desire to tell others about Jesus. So make sure that your spiritual lives are full of Jesus, just like these tires are full of air. So here's a look at the steering wheel. Steering wheel helps us to drive straight or around twists and curves in the road. It even helps us to drive around potholes so we don't destroy our tires. So Jesus helps us to keep straight on the narrow path by following Him too. He helps us when life gets difficult or we don't know what to do, and He helps us to navigate through things that we might not have expected before. Here's the horn. It's found right on the steering wheel in the middle where it's easy to get to. Let me try to blow it for you. That's pretty loud, huh? We want to use that horn whenever we think that an animal or a person is in danger and we want them to move out of the way. The Bible gives us rules to follow that warn us in case we're in danger and we don't obey God. He gives us rules in the Bible because He loves us. Some of you learned about God's rules last week in your Zoom class. We can encourage others to follow God's rules and to tell them that they're for our benefit and they're there to keep us safe. This is how I turn the lights of the car on. Want to use car lights if we're driving in the fog or if it's dark at night so we can see where we're going. Here's the outside of the car when the lights are on. It's kind of hard to see now because it's daytime, but you can see it a little bit. We've been made to have a relationship with Jesus. And when we believe in Him, His Holy Spirit lives in us. We can let His light shine in us so that other people can see Jesus too. This is how I turn the windshield wipers on. Now you can see the wipers going. The wipers are really good, and the windshield washer fluid is really needed so that you can keep this windshield nice and clear. Jesus washes our sin away and forgives us so that we can live for Him, and so our lives can stay nice and clear for Him too. Here's the gas pedal and the brake. This is where I put gas in my car. Your car needs gas in order to go. So when you're driving your car, you want to push down on the gas pedal to make the car go, and then you can let up on it to make it go slower. We need to fill our minds and thoughts with Jesus, just like you fill your car with gas. Then we'll have the strength to go where He wants us to go. Sometimes we need to slow down and ask Jesus how He wants us to serve Him. The brakes help us to stop when we need to. Sometimes when you feel stuck and you're not sure where to go next, stop and ask Jesus, and He'll give you His wisdom. This is the engine of the car, and everything under here helps the car to be able to go places and to move. I'll show you the battery here. It has the top off right now. So everything in this engine you have to maintain in order to keep the car going well. So I take my car to the garage to keep it working well and to get things fixed when they need it. It's the same with our faith in God. We need to maintain it and make changes when necessary to keep growing in our relationship with Jesus. On the outside of my car, I need to take it to the car wash every now and then. That will keep the sides really shiny and bright. Sometimes I even have to take the car into the car wash and wash it really good, or even wax it to keep it really shiny. So we can ask Jesus how He can keep us shiny and bright too, to let our light shine for Him. Sometimes we need to take our car into the garage for a tune-up, just to make sure everything's working properly. Some ways we can keep our spiritual life healthy are to pray, read the Bible, and learn about Jesus at church or even online like we've been doing lately. Is your spiritual life all tuned up? And sometimes I even need to take my car to the garage to get it repaired because something breaks on it. So we can get broken in our spiritual lives as well. When this happens, we can tell Jesus the things that we've done that don't please Him, and we can ask for His forgiveness. And then we can thank Him for His salvation and serve Him even better. Sometimes with a car you need to get a new battery for it, or you might have to replace some of the fuses in the fuse box. With Jesus, He's always willing to help us to do a little tune-up, do a little repair, so we can serve Him even better. It's so exciting driving with Jesus. So next time you go for a ride in your car, I hope you remember some things that you can do to trust Jesus and to grow in your faith. Happy driving with Jesus!